I didn't pay for this bottle, so if you think that means I can't be trusted, then you should probably stop watching now. The fact I haven't paid tax for 5 years is probably the main reason people shouldn't trust me. Word to your mother, my name's Steve, channel is Alexandria Fragrances. Thanks for tuning in. Now, today I'm talking about a fragrance that I have actually given a full review on, but it is not on my YouTube channel. It is on my podcast, which is The Scent Geeks, which I share with Chris from the channel Fragmental. Now, if you've not listened to the podcast before, why? Are you mental? It's amazing, ovs. But yeah, you're missing some great things, something maybe like this. You are a 35-year-old male, and you are going to embark on your first ever venture / visit to a swingers club. So you're going to go to the club, and there's basically you're toying with your sexuality. So basically, once you get in there, anything goes. So on that podcast fairly recently, Chris and I did a collaboration review of this bad boy. This is Kajal Homme from the house of Kajal. It was sent to us free of charge from Mo Kajal himself, who's a big kind of fan of the podcast. He donates every week, so he's become in many ways our unofficial sponsor. So shout out to Mo, thank you. So he did send us these bottles, so by all means take what you want, you know, what I say as a pinch of salt. I may have been influenced consciously or subconsciously, I don't know. Everything I say about this fragrance is definitely not going to be 100% positive, so stay tuned for that. But I did want to kind of drop this on my YouTube channel as well, purely because I do actually like this fragrance. As I say, it's not perfect, and I will talk about that, but I do like it, so I wanted to kind of share it and share my thoughts with you. The first thing I thought when I opened the package was, wow, the presentation in this is awesome, and I just love this very heavy metal Ninja Death Star lid, which is just wicked. The second thing I realised, I kind of thought was, shit, that is some dark juice. When I saw that, I did have a little bit of a panicky moment, because I did know that there's oud in here, and I started thinking, oh, is this going to be a bit heavy, a bit rich, a bit too much? I was like, but I needn't kind of worry, because it was not what I was expecting at all. It opens very kind of the opposite of what I was expecting. It's very light, quite fresh, quite fruity, quite citrusy. So at the top there's cassis, there's grapefruit, and there's mandarin. Everybody knows I love mandarin. And the opening is got this lovely kind of fruity, fresh sort of juiciness, but there's something else going on. Now, I'm not that familiar with cassis, so I did start kind of researching that. And I discussed this on the podcast. It seemed that a lot of people are saying that cassis is the actual the blackcurrant berry, but then I read a little bit more, and some people were saying that no, that's actually what they do in liqueurs. Cassis in perfumery, they use the blackcurrant leaf. Now, I don't know, because Matt at Pocket Scents has kind of since informed me that one of his fragrances has got cassis in, and it is the berry, so it should be like a sort of sweet kind of blackcurrant berryness to it. So now I kind of do get this something else going on. It feels like a touch green, so it might be a leaf. I don't know. I don't even know if that's cassis. But the opening is kind of really fresh, and as I say, quite citrusy. And the opening is really nice. I like the opening. I don't say I love the opening. I would give the opening like a sort of 7 out of 10. I think the opening is good. I like it, but it kind of didn't blow me away initially. But as it starts drying down, after about 15-20 minutes, that's for me when the magic starts happening. It starts going through, basically starts getting progressively kind of sweeter. So in the base there's tonka, there's vanilla, there's also kind of patchouli. In the mids, I'm kind of doing this from memory now, I'll put the notes on the screen, but there's also some white florals in the mids as well. But it is got this just lovely sweetness that starts coming through, but it's not like overly sweet, it's not sickly sweet, it's not synthetically sweet. It's just like the vanilla and the tonka starts coming through, and kind of with the sort of gaiac wood as well, it just becomes this kind of very pleasant, subtly sweet, woody, manly kind of signature scent, which is exactly what it is. And the dry down is right up my street, right up my street. If anybody knows me, they know that I love those sort of kind of the sandalwood in the base as well. So anybody that knows me will know that I love like a creamy kind of woodiness. So like vanilla, sandalwood, because sandalwood often is kind of like a creamier kind of woody effect. So again, with the tonka as well, it just dries down to this lovely, gorgeous fragrance. As I say, I'd give the opening about a 7 out of 10, but the dry down is right up my street. I'd give the dry down just purely on a smell, just based on the smell. I've got some up here that has dried down. I'd give that like a 9 out of 10, I think. It's really good. I really, really enjoy the dry down. And I have actually picked up 2 compliments in my household, unsolicited. So I applied it one evening as my scent of the night. I went down again. Might have been in the dry down kind of phase, about sort of 15 minutes later. And the wife said, "Oh, you smell lovely." So she noticed it kind of across the lounge. And then another time, my little boy actually made a comment. I think I was giving him a cuddle before bed again. I think I'd kind of had a shower or whatever, put it on, and he said, I think the words he used, he said, "I smell pretty." And isn't that what every man wants to smell like? So the fragrance itself is lovely, in my opinion. It's very easy to wear, so don't be put off by the whole nicheness of it, and the bottle or the colour of the juice. Don't let that put you off, because it's very easy to wear and it's very, very pleasant, and it could easily be a signature scent. I would say you could wear this pretty much any occasion throughout the year. I would say it probably wouldn't work best in high heat. You could, if you didn't go heavy. It's not kind of too overbearing or, you know, too much of a thick fragrance, but it just wouldn't kind of shine in high heat, I would say. Other than that, you're probably pretty much good to go. So yeah, it is a great signature scent that smells really good. Performance wise, in the first hour I get some very good projection. It seems to project and get noticed. As I went downstairs, the wife noticed it, and it works very well in the first hour. But then after that hour, it does start raining in really quite quickly, which for me was a bit disappointing. It lasts, it really lasts. Like I could easily, well, I say easily, I could smell it after 7 hours, but it was very much a skin scent. But the problem was, after that hour, it just seems to pull straight in, and it becomes like a skin, well, a very close skin scent. Like it's, and it will then last, as I say, for kind of 7 hours. But there is not much projection after that hour phase, which is really disappointing. When it smells this good, I really want to smell it. So this retails for about £159, £160, I think, through kind of the official dealer websites. I've seen it on eBay for about the £100 mark, £95, £100, that sort of touch. So it is niche prices. I wouldn't say, you know, it's really, really expensive niche by niche standards, but it's certainly more than designer. But the challenge is it. Now, don't let me kind of. I don't want to play this down too much, because it does smell really good, and it's got a lot going on, and it smells very good quality. Right, so the quality of the ingredients and the scent itself smells amazing, and I really enjoy it. But it's not. It's so easy to wear it. It's very designery in the way in which it wears. And for me, I'm a basic bitch, so that works. That's right up my street. I love that. Because it smells really good. It's my kind of fragrance, and it is quite designery. But I would say it's very good designer. You know, it's not cheap, it's not synthetic. It smells good quality ingredients, but it does smell quite designery nonetheless. So because it smells designery, it does make you kind of have to look at the price of £159, £160, because again, if I was sort of loaded, which I'm not, I would happily spend £159 on that fragrance, because I do really enjoy it. But I'm not. I'm just an average person. I can't really justify. It's not that I can't afford it. I can't justify that amount on that fragrance. But there's plenty of people that can. Plenty of people are used to spending over £100 on a fragrance, and by all means. But I think the fact that it is quite. It sounds stupid, that the fact that it's so easy to wear, it's so nice, it's so mass appealing. It's weird that almost in the world of niche is like a negative, because people are like, well, you know, what am I paying the money for then? It's weird. They want to pay more money so they smell, I guess they smell different. It's not about smelling weird as such, or, you know, like some sort of monkey's arsehole. It's so they can smell unique, I guess. Now, I wouldn't say it's a common DNA, but it is just very easy to wear. And like I say, I don't know anything that smells like it per se. But
but it is very easy to wear, and I guess that's the kind of problem when people start going, well, why am I paying all that money when I can get something that's designery, that's very easy to wear and mass appealing. But when I was kind of doing some research, I stumbled across different like forum posts and Facebook groups, and it seemed the general consensus is that this smells really good and people want to own it. They just don't want to pay full retail for it. That's, it seems, the consensus. A few people said they're waiting for kind of bargains, discount codes, or like even pop bottles or decants, because they want to own it. They just can't justify the full retail price for something that they feel is a bit designer-like. So there you go, that's Kajal Homme from the House of Kajal. I like the opening, I love the dry down, I wish that it projected for a bit longer, and personally I can't quite justify the full retail price, but it is a great scent, so it might be something that's worth you trying to get a sample of to see if it, you know, you can justify the price yourselves. Thank you for watching. If you did get anything out of this video, do click like and subscribe and all that jazz. You know the score by now. Other than that, I will see you for the next episode of Fragrance to Riches. Take care and much love.